to begin your driving experience. And this will help you understand what's going on. So earning your driver's license, this is a privilege, not a right. I think a lot of people along the way feel like, you owe me this. I just register in driver's ed. I'm 25. I just go and practice. You are so wrong. The state owns your license. You don't own it. If you get a lot of tickets, have an accident, you're going to end up getting your license taken. So driving is a privilege, not a right. So let's just first establish that. We do have a graduated licensing system, and most states do across the United States. So what does this mean? If you're under 18, there's a 3-step licensing process, okay? It's called a graduated licensing system, or a GDL. So we're talking about it. You're in a level 1, okay? What's up, E? You're in a level 1. So level 1 is you're taking a driver's education course, 24 hours, 6 hours behind the wheel, 4 hours of observation. In New York, you have to be 18. In Ohio, they're changing the requirements. In Florida, they're changing the requirements. What's up, Jackson? So they're changing the requirements. So what I need you to do is, could they change our requirements? Probably in the future. They're going to change requirements. They could go all the way back to age 21 because a lot of teens and young adults are dying. So level 1, you're going to be in a class. You have to get a completion certificate. So if you don't miss class, you do all your driving, you meet those requirements, I turn in all the paperwork, within 7 to 10 days, you're going to get an email certificate. You're going to get a digital certificate. That's exciting. You got to have proof of Social Security, okay, a card, Social Security number, because there are a lot of fake pieces of identification going out. You have to prove your legal residency, meaning if you live in Texas or Florida or Michigan or Ohio or New York, you have to have pieces of mail that say where you live, okay? Level 1, every state's different. You have to be driving with someone 21 or older. The state feels like if you make it to 21, you have experience, you know what to do, you're a good coach. Or your parents can say, you got to have proper identification. Your parents can say, there's a family friend. We want to get Uncle John down the street. He's really nice. He's a retired police officer. He's going to train you how to have skid control, right? Or so, your parents can do that. Now, you want to prepare for segment 2. Some of you won't be here in 3 months because you didn't get your driving hours, or you got kicked out of class, or you got a ticket, or you talked back to your mom and dad and they sent you to New York with your auntie. It does happen, right? It does happen. So nothing is promised. I might not see you guys in 3 months, but most of you I will, right? You love those New York jokes, right? All right, let's keep going. Level 2, you have to get 30 hours in 3 months. It's an hour and a half per week. One of my students did the math. He said, hey, that's only an hour and a half per week. I'm like, okay, but some of you won't drive because you're scared, or you have basketball or football, or you're not making time. And then you're going to be 16 and a half, or you're going to be 17 and a half. Privileges can be revoked. That is correct. Maybe your parents are saying, you know what? You're disrespectful to your coach. You ran away from home. We're not going to allow you to do segment 2. You're going to wait till you're 18, and then they're going to put you out. All of that. So you don't know what's going to happen, because some of you are going to meet the wrong people and start doing crazy stuff. And your parents are going to send you to your auntie in New York or your other auntie in Florida. Okay, so level 2, what do you do in level 2, right? You are going to learn crash avoidance, defensive driving. All of those things are really important, because as you gain more knowledge, you're going to learn about road rage, the gift of life, how to be a good defensive driver, how to drive in bad weather, and the state. This could be Michigan, New York, Florida, Texas, Ohio. They are starting to realize that these young drivers under 24 years old, you can't drive. And distractions. You're on TikTok. You're trying to post a picture. Then you rear end someone. Okay? So drop the phone. Real talk. You got to learn defensive driving skills. Okay, level 3, if you make it to there, I hope you make it. In order to receive a level 3, you got to be at least 17 years old. You have to have your level 2 license for a minimum of 6 months. It's from when you go to Secretary of State. Maybe your parents wait until 30 days after. Your grades are not good. We gonna wait. God, mom and dad, I don't like y'all. Well, it's going to add another 3 months because some of you don't respect your parents. You don't respect your teachers. You don't respect your coaches. You don't respect authority. You know how you roll. Level 3 license allows individuals to drive without restrictions. You're free. So let's talk about this. If you're 18 and older, you have not been licensed. You have to go to Secretary of State and get something called a TIP. A TIP is a instruction permit. Then you can drive with someone 21 and older. Again, you got to have proof of social security number because there are a lot of people out there with fake information. Sir, can we get your credit card number? Sir, you applied for a MasterCard. It's got a $100,000 limit, but we need your social security number. What? Don't fall for those scams. Proof of citizenship, no cap. There's a big issue with citizenship across the United States. One way for a person to become a citizen of the United States is to obtain their license. Legal identification. If you are 18, every state's different. If you're 18, you got to drive for 30 days. You're practicing road tests, merging, right turns, left turns, parallel park. Okay? You want to look around. I need you to type in some questions right now on what I just went over. I've given you a lot of information. Type in questions. Let's go. Type in questions on what I just went over. Some of you would say, well, when can I get my license? How old are you? Well, some of you won't get your full license when you turn 16. Some of you will. Come presentable. Come presentable. You want to look good and be professional, right? You want to dress nice. People, unfortunately, judge you by how you look. Okay, if you're coming with a dirty white tee with juice stains and you got crumbs on your face and your hair's all messed up and you got old gym shoes on and your shoes aren't tied, that sends a nonverbal message. Okay, if I'm coming fresh and crispy and clean, yeah, you got to use your mirrors. A lot of beginning drivers don't use mirrors. What's the difference? Every state is different. Can you complete the levels early? No, you cannot complete the levels early. Every state requires you to drive at a certain level for a certain amount of time. If we were in New York, I believe, you have to be 18 to get your full license. Wow. Segment 2 is 3 days. Your man's teaches it. I teach segment 2, 3 days. No driving, 3 days. Then we meet, you take a test. It's a 20-question test. I turn your stuff into the corporate office. And if you're 16 and have 50 hours, you get ready to take your road test. But a lot of you, let's pretend this is segment 2. Some of you won't be 16. Some of you won't have 50 hours because you're scared to drive. Canada, once you obtain your permit, you may be able to go to Canada, may be able to drive in Puerto Rico, but you can't drive in North Carolina. The road test will be when you're 16 and have 50 hours. The road test will not be any earlier. No, you can't get your hours in 1 day, or 1 month, or 1 week. It's got to be over a certain amount of time. Do you have to go through the class in segment 3? No, you do not. I like the questions. The road test will be when you're 16 and have 50 hours. You have to have the access to driving. I really like that, E. Meaning, if your mom and dad don't trust you, you're not going to have access to drive. Like, Mom, I'm 17. They're like, so what? You're not driving my car. You drove your dad's car and you ran a light and broke his fender. So some of your parents might be nervous and scared and might not let you drive. And that's going to be the problem with a lot of you. There's only one car in the family. I'm sorry, your parents are not going to let you use the car. Well, how am I supposed to get my hours? Talk to your uncle. Talk to your auntie. Talk to grandma. Talk to your cousin. Well, thanks, Mom and Dad. Because some of your parents are like, it's not our responsibility. We birthed you in this world. Okay? but maybe go out and get a job. Think about that. Get a job if you want to be with me. Do you have to redo driver's training if you already come from Canada? If you want to be a Michigan resident, yes. And also a United States resident or a Texas resident or an Illinois resident or a Florida resident. If you're from another country, and I've taught people from other countries, you have to, if you plan to live here and drive here, you need to obtain a United States license. Segment 2 is 3 days. 16, I had my license from, if I'm 16, and I have my license and I moved to New York, do I have to wait till I'm 18? You might have to call, that's a good question. You might have to call the New York Secretary of State. They may say you have to wait till you're 18. That's a good question. Save your money if you want to get a job to be with me. What am I supposed to do? Cut grass, babysit. I love the questions. Can I still take classes even if you're under 18? Yes. If you're over 18, most driving schools at our location, you're not eligible to take segment 1 because you are too old. I've had a couple of students who almost turned 18 and then they're not eligible. I had one young man who was 18. He paid for his own class. He wanted to learn. He wanted to. He was from another country, no cap. Can you drive? Can you drive? What can you do to drive often with your parents if your parents are worried? Build trust. Talk to them. Mom and Dad, I know you're really nervous, but Mr. Myles, I don't like talking to my parents. I feel funny. Well, guess what? I guess you're going to be sitting there at home Saturday night, Wednesday night, Friday night. When you're about 15 and all your friends are driving, or 16 or 17, you're a senior, you're a junior in high school, you're supposed to be going out. You're supposed to pick up your friends. You're supposed to go to the basketball game. And your school tries to win the state championship, but they get eliminated by a team from New York. You're supposed to go for the state championship in lacrosse, but you go down to Florida and get eliminated. If you are a junior or senior in high school, you should already have your license. You should already have a job, okay? So nothing is promised. You should have a job as soon as possible. Show your parents you're responsible. I love it. If your parents are worried, you got to prove them wrong. Hey, I will talk to them, but if you're driving scary and nervous with me, I'm not going to do anything. Let's see. What is a good place to start driving with your parents? Any place is a good place. Driving in the neighborhood, making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. Parking in front of the house, backing in the driveway. Your parents are like, oh my God, you can park. You didn't get on the neighbor's grass. If you are calm when your parents are nervous and scared and grabbing the invisible brake, you're going to prove to your parents. So a good place is any place, neighborhood, school, community college. You're going to take short trips. You're going to go from the school home. From home to job, get a job. You're going to go from home to grandma or brother or uncle or auntie or to the mall. Mom, I want to drive. We're just going to the store. Mom, I'm going to go get food. Mom, I'll drive. I'm going to go see my sister. Mom, I'll drive. I love auntie. You feel me? So you got to be available. You got to, neighborhood, small interstates, anywhere you can drive, practicing. There's that roundabout. Mom, my instructor told me what to do. You got to be available every time your parent wants to go. I just ordered groceries. Mom, I'll go get it and bring them in and wash the car. Why are you so friendly? Because I want to learn how to drive. But if you sit home being lazy, playing video games, they're not going to help. Do we set up driving with you? Yes. I'm not worried about that today. We'll set up something tomorrow. Remember, we're driving on weekends. When do you get? As soon as you get your official legal license. As soon as let's pretend all of you are done. You're in line at the Secretary of State right now. I'm typing it up. Kate, done. Edward, done. Elijah, done. Heather, done. Mr. Myles, done. I'm typing it in. As soon as I type it in, Tyler, I type it in, Gavin, I type it in, Nora, as soon as I type it into the computer, you're in the national database, and I hit enter, and I print out your paper permit. You're now on probation for 3 years. If you go out and have an accident, you're going to get a letter from the state. It comes in a red envelope. Not for me, of course. They're going to call you in for a meeting. Nora, you received a ticket for an at-fault accident where you hit a lady. Well, I had the green light. Nora, I'm just playing. I had the green light. It was dark. I couldn't see her. And I hit a lady and I started crying. I pulled over. I called the police. I did what I was supposed to do. And Nora, you still received the ticket. You did your legal responsibility. Because Nora, if you would have left the scene, you would have been done. Hit and run. Your license is done. So you did what you needed. I understand I made a mistake. I'm willing to accept my consequences. You might not get your full license, Nora, until you're 21, 22. You could have an at-fault accident on your license for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Okay? Just being real with you. So the probation is serious at work. Good question. What else you required to move into segment 2? 30 hours in 3 months. You have to complete 30 hours in 3 months. You got to go to Secretary of State, get your level 1 paperwork, and then you start driving with mom or dad. It happens. Accidents do happen. So chauffeur's license. You can drive a larger vehicle, must at least be 16, pass the chauffeur. I can't even talk. Let me get some water. I'm tripping. Hold up. Once you learn, you will be fine. But the question is, the learning phase is the most dangerous. The first 90 days, guys, when you get your permit and you're driving, you're most vulnerable. What do you do around a big truck? Don't know. What do you do in the rain? Don't know. What do you do in the snow? Don't know. What do you do in heavy downtown traffic? New York, downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, California, driving to Chicago to see Auntie? Don't know. And that's when you could speed and get a ticket. That's when you could get lost going the wrong way on a one-way street. It happens. So I do have my chauffeur's license. Commercial driver's license, I do not have that. Must have a driver's license, pass a written test, road test, and at least be 18 years old. Now, you can make a lot of money being a truck driver, got to at least be 18. Well, why would you want to do that? Well, I'm going to work one summer. I'm going to drive to New York. I'm going to drive to Iowa. I'm going to drive to Texas. I'm going to drive to Maine. And I'm going to make $50K in 3 months. Oh, and I'm going to invest in AI. I'm going to get a car. And I'm going to put the rest on a house. Wow. That's your friend that you talked to in 9th grade because they got their life together. You can make a lot of money being a truck driver, but it's also very dangerous because you can get tired. You could get with a good or bad owner-operator. A bad owner-operator has terrible maintenance on their vehicles. The tires are bad. Your brakes are bad. And if you have an at-fault accident and kill someone, you'll be terminated. You'll have a felony on your record. So truck driving school is expensive, but once you obtain that CDL, you can make a lot of money. Every 2 years, you have to take a physical. Think about that, okay? So you can make a lot of money driving. You got to follow the rules. When it's time for you to get off the road and rest, you go to a rest stop, you park, you put on your air brakes, you get it out of gear, you jump in the back, you rest, you recharge, you get up, you take your shower, you eat, you brush your teeth, you new clothes on, you turn on your camera, because more truck driving companies have cameras inside and outside the cab. Let's pretend Nora's driving her Mustang. Skirt, skirt, you're flying, Nora. You spin out of control. You say the truck driver ran you over. And Nora, unfortunately, Nora, you know I'm playing, you got hit and you had a spinal cord injury. Nora, you will walk again. But for the first 2 years, you won't. You're going to walk with like a limp. Like you're walking like, I remember Nora, she was all-state basketball player. That's your mama. Mom, it's okay. I'm going to be okay. My doctor said I'm going to walk without a limp again. I just got to go to therapy. But your parents get a good lawyer. They sued the trucking company. You get $2.5 million. Mom, that money's for my physical therapy. You and Dad cannot pay off the house and go live in Florida. So Nora, that money's for you for rehab, for therapy. Okay. And sometimes I was reading about this. Mr. Bryant knows about this. These truck drivers, sometimes they have very bad accidents where someone is injured, brain injury. Nora, I'm not going to put a brain injury on you, but if you have a spinal injury, you're going to have to go to therapy. You can barely walk. And then your junior year, you wake up one day and you can walk and your mom is crying on the floor. Oh my God, I prayed for this. I'm being silly. Oh my God, I prayed for this. Think about that. And God will answer your prayers. And then you try for the basketball team, you become all county, all state, you get a scholarship, University of Buffalo, right? You get a scholarship and you're playing college basketball. And then you're good enough to make it to the WNBA. Yes, Nora, I'm positive to manifest on you. You're like, wow, Mr. Myles, I like that. Because people have to believe in you. But let's use Tyler. Tyler, you had a traumatic brain injury. Tyler, a traumatic brain injury. Tyler, you can't walk anymore and you can't even talk. Oh my God. So your company gets the lawyer, you sue them for 10 million. You get 7 million. And the truck driving company goes out of business because these companies have to carry a lot of liability insurance. It happens. And unfortunately, Tyler, you will learn to walk again and you can talk a little bit. Okay, so those things happen. And the world is a very cold and cruel place. So when I see semi trucks, I hear Mr. Bryant's voice, stay away from them. Watch those tires. Watch those brakes. Okay, and you're a new class. He'll talk to you soon. But you got to be careful. Don't mess with those semi trucks. I'm telling you the truth. So truck drivers make a lot of money. It's dangerous. It's a lot of hours. You can see New York. You can see Texas. You can see Maine. You can see Colorado. You just have to decide, I'm going to drive in the Midwest, or I'm going to drive on the East Coast, or I'm going to drive on the West Coast. If a truck is to the left of you and you're to the right, how can you tell if they're going? They have a blinker, usually under their mirror, on their fender, on the side of the trailer, right? Most truck drivers, and Mr. Bryant is more the expert than me, most truck drivers stay in the right lane or the middle lane because cars are merging on the expressway. They keep getting cut off, or drivers go too slow. They're truck drivers trying to change lanes, give them room. And some occasion they have to give her to the left, pick up speed, get back over to the right. Okay, so give the truck drivers time. Okay, my friend ran down to SUV. So you know what? There are a lot of accidents today. Look, people die. Accidents happen. I'm trying to say this in the right way. When I was coaching basketball, we had a couple kids run to McDonald's or go get fast food. They lost control, hit a tree in the middle of the median and died. The car wrapped around the tree. I remember that. I remember going to his funeral. Real talk. It can happen to you at any time when you're young. It's called the kryptonite quotient. You think you're indestructible. Nothing can happen to you. You drive fast. You don't have your seatbelt on. Your dad's got a Trackhawk, Hellcat, Mustang. Dad, can I take the car? Dad's like, I guess. The keys are put up. Racing gas is in the car. Let it warm up first. You're a good driver. You've never been in a really, 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 really fast car or truck. I had an SRT Trailblazer, the SRT Grand Cherokee. My daughter was in it. She was going fast. She had to tell me how fast, Dad, I was going fast. I was undefeated. I'm like, honey, you can't do that. Her brother, 130, 120. He got tickets. So if your parents have a Corvette, a Mustang, a Trackhawk, a Hellcat, 707 horsepower, before it's unlocked, and then your parents drive fast cars, you understand and respect that, and your parents show you how to drive it, show you how to handle it, then you're okay. And this will go on forever. So you got to respect power and performance. Mopeds. More people are doing the e-scooters. They're going really fast. You see old people in those scooters. Yep. The fast car, you got to have such discipline because if you just hit the gas, boom, you're doing 40. People are on the highway doing 77, 80 miles an hour. You're doing 95. You're late to school, you can make it there in 3 minutes because you know you got 707 horsepower. You push the gas, that supercharger, and you're doing 120. And then a car cuts you off, and then you slam brakes. Okay? You've all seen the Scat Packs, the Hellcats, the Trackhawks, the high performance Raptor cars and trucks and Teslas. And it's not the car's fault, it's the people's fault. Motorcycle endorsements, somebody you'll get your crotch rockets, you want to go fast, stay away from trucks. Let's talk about understanding HTS, the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Act. You've got to have safety. The National Highway Safety Act establishes general guidelines for drivers and inspection of trucks. You do have to practice as much as you can in heavy traffic, in rain, in fog. Mom, Dad, I don't want to drive in fog. Well, I guess you don't want to drive. The Uniform Traffic Control Device regulates shapes and colors of light. In Ohio, they have warning signs of falling rocks. Every state can make custom signs. State government, follow the guidelines set forth by the federal laws. If you are a truck driver, you are dealing with New York. You're dealing with Connecticut. You're dealing with Maine. You're dealing with Michigan. It depends on where you go on your route. You got to know those laws. You can't just get your license and say, hey, I'm going to make a bunch of money and drive and work all summer long and make $40,000. You could, but you got to drive good. Responsibility. Every driver who shares the HDS has a responsibility. Truck drivers, make sure your tires are good, brakes are good, you have rest. Beginning drivers, make sure you're resting. I was really tired coming home today. I was exhausted. I was at school doing a training, literally falling asleep, talking to another one of my friends. I'm like, I got to drive on this road. I was exhausted, but I had to be here for you. I could drive tonight, but I don't want to. I want to rest. There's time, okay? If I had to drive to New York or Texas or Florida to pick up something, I would, but I would be tired. At what cost? Don't want to do that. Ignorance is no excuse. Well, I didn't know the laws, officer. Here's your ticket. Well, I didn't know that I'm overweight. I'm a semi-truck carrying 75,000. I'm only supposed to be 65. I'm also supposed to be 69,000. You get a ticket. And if you get a big enough ticket, you won't have your license. And then there's your job. And then you're going to blame the officer. Make sure you're in good physical condition. A lot of you won't do that. Make sure your car's in good shape. I demand good brakes, tires on the driver's ed vehicle. My SRT Jeep, the tires were bad. I had Pirellis, very soft compound tire, very expensive. If my daughter's driving it, I don't want her to have a breakdown. I'm going to get new tires or get good used tires. If my son is driving it, I'm trying to get good used tires. High performance vehicles are very expensive. Brakes, tires, oil changes, and insurance. We'll go through a AAA simulation. You'll pick your car. We'll show you how much it costs per mile. So this is why your parents are not going to put you in a fast whip because you can't handle it. You're going to crash and their insurance rates are going to go up. No cap on you. 55 is the speed limit in New York. And you know that other drivers are driving faster than 55. Okay, they drive an average of 5 to 10 over the limit. You know they're driving faster than 55. And they give tickets everywhere. Those truck drivers are trying to push. Make sure you have the necessary driver's license requirements. Yes. Safety is your responsibility. Sharing the road, pedestrians, stay away from them. Kids are unpredictable. Elderly. Look, team, those old people, 70, 80, 90, and 100, guess what? They're still going to be driving. Grandma's still going to be walking across the street. You have to be ready for them. Avoid honking, revving your engine. You're like, I hate old people. So what? All people are living on it. In a population pyramid, you're at the bottom of the pyramid. 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. There are other people at the top of the pyramid. They're 70, 80, 90, and 100. They're in better shape than you. They're going to live a long time. So you're going to have older drivers on the road. They are changing laws to make older drivers test more frequently. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's good. Adults should know the rules. My goal is to get over my fears and get out there. Yes. Look, fear is real. I was tired today coming home. I was really tired. I wasn't sleepy at the well. I was just tired because we had to stay after school to do some computer training. I did my first computer session. I got a 100. 80s passing, got a 100. You need to know if there are older drivers around you, younger drivers around you, truck drivers around you, lifted trucks around you, fast cars, slow cars, Mustangs, Trackhawks. You need to know the type of vehicles. I'm sorry, Mr. Myles. I'm not like you. I don't love cars. You don't have to. Also, there are drivers who are deaf. There are drivers who only have one eye. There are drivers who are paralyzed from the waist down, but they have cars that have hand controls. Yes, they do. They're a specially modified vehicle where they open the door and the seat lifts up. Yes, and then they are put on the ground with their electric device. I didn't mean to snap on you, right? You were keeping me accountable. Come on, E, give me a break. But it's really important that you understand if you're tired or irritable or hungry or maybe something bad happened to one of your family members, you really shouldn't be driving. Animals will come out in front of you. Don't swerve. Be aware of animals. Large animals are common in rural areas. We don't veer for the deer. Bicyclists, we see more e-bikes on the road. They have to go with the flow of the traffic. Motorcycles, they're driving crazy, doing 80, doing 90, right? Mopeds and scooters. Commercial vehicles, U-Hauls. Okay, I picked up my daughter from college. I got that U-Haul, right? It was about 30 feet long. I'm in the middle lane, driving about 70. Cars are tailgating me. I'm like nervous. I'm trying to be a good driver. The wind's pushing me. I'm veering to the left. I don't drive a large vehicle like that a lot. And then back in the day, I drove a stick shift. This truck was this is a huge box truck. It had to be at least 40 feet. And it was a manual. Wow. Right. Yeah, I know, you good. You're going to keep me honest. So you're going to see people driving U-Hauls, Ryder trucks, okay? You need to give commercial truck space. School buses, you know about school buses. Emergency vehicles pull over to right. Let's go back to the school buses. You're going to have some questions. Always give school buses extra space. You'll have the blinking yellow lights, then boom, the red lights. If you run past those reds, you're going to get a ticket. All the little boys and girls, hey, take a picture of Joshua's car. I know his brother. All the kids are going to take a picture, Josh, and then they're going to give it to the principal tomorrow. Josh, come down to the office. I'm joking, Josh. Nora, come down to the office, man. Because people blow those reds and little kids are coming out. We don't want them to get hit. Yes, I was tired. And people are tired. They'll say and do anything. Work zones, reduce your speed. My voice is cracking. Let me get some more water. Approximately 35,000 people per year are injured as a result of motor vehicle crashes in work zones. This is across the United States. We can look up data in Michigan, New York, Texas, Florida, Ohio, Indiana, Maryland. Every year, 35. And then less than a month ago, a worker was killed because you're going too fast. Reduce your speed. Safety tips. Watch for traffic. Do not become, I don't want you to become kind of mystified. Okay? There are people out there working. Merge as soon as possible. A lot of drivers wait till the last second to merge. They're late mergers. And that puts a lot of pressure if you're working on the road. Use extra caution. Some speed zones, such as line painters and road patchers, move at a mobile distance. Yes, Ubers and Lyfts. They are trying to hustle and get that money. My daughter does DoorDash. She's trying to make money. She made $125 in 2 hours. Come on, bro. I went with her. She dropped off 5 meals. I'm like, wow, she's stacking money, right? Ride share. Expect delays. Construction vehicles move slow. Know your vehicle. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to show you some videos. So vehicle ownership, we talked about a title. Food delivery is big money. You get your license. Hey, I'm going to drop off food. Hey, I'm going to deliver groceries to seniors. Hey, I'm going to take people here, take people there. That is huge. Okay? Food delivery is huge. Before I came home, okay, guess what I got? Food delivery. I'm eating good. Yeah, I'm going to smash this as soon as we're done. I got my spoon right here. I'm just being polite. You know I'm going to eat good. Food delivery is huge. Okay, people don't want to get up. I'm not going to get up. I'm going to order my McDonald's and have someone drop it off. I'm going to order my steak dinner. I'm going to stay here at home. I've already paid the tip. Proof of insurance. You had to have proof of insurance. Driving protocol. I'm not rushing. Type in what you learned. Everyone type in 3 things you learned. 3 complete sentences. Then I'm going to hit you with some videos. 3 complete sentences. What did you learn? Type it in. Yes, E. We ordered a food service. We have Panera, E. You got Panera in New York? We have Panera. I had that turkey Bravo, girl. Stop playing. You know I'm stupid. E, I had the turkey Bravo. Okay? And we got this from the Cheesecake Factory. Come on. Come on. Turkey Bravo. Eating good. Okay? I was tired. You know, my wife was like, do you want to get dinner? I'm like, oh my God. Because E, as soon as I was done training, right? As soon as I was done training, I was falling asleep there in the office. And then my coworker started talking to me. I finished one test, one vector training. I was tired. I'm like, I got to deal with this traffic. Okay? Then I went live. I'm showing you, hey, this is traffic, right? I'm taking you on my grind, right? I had that turkey Bravo. I was eating good. My dog was there. I gave her a little bite. We bonded, right? If I eat good, my dog eats good. E, do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Do any of you have pets? Right? Okay, I take care of my dog. Right? I'll bring her down one time. I'll let you see her, but I don't want to call her right now. But I had that turkey Bravo. Bam. You know I'm going to eat good. Stop playing. Okay? So I enjoy it. And you are my family. Guys, you're my family. E and all of you, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for supporting me. I will see you in the morning. Bye.